Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 73. Last one was 72. Yes, okay, so please like and subscribe for me remembering the number of the episode. It's kind of lame, not gonna lie, but you know, we have to advocate for it somehow. Or, on better news, and that's a good reason to like and subscribe, is hopefully, I cannot promise when, we will have a recap video soon. And I'm saying this on the air, so I force myself to do it. And we all know that that definitely works, as you can see on the overlay. That has definitely changed. They're definitely still level 10 and not 11 and almost 12 now. I get reminded every time that I have to change that. I lost the file, okay, man. Anyway. I will just make a completely new one. We had this overlay for a while now too, so I think I'm giving myself
a good one.
Too much.
We've had quite a few changes.
Yeah.
You know, story-wise, that I think maybe it does seem fitting.
Yeah. And just overall changes in the TTRPG community space. I mean, 3 days ago the new DnD came out. War 20 is now new with new effects, which you will probably definitely see because my players are still kids deep inside, and when something is flashy, shiny, and moves, they will play with it all the damn time. Like a book that is also flashy and shiny. It doesn't move as much, but you know, you can pretend. And another update news is the adventure I have been talking about the entire time. Hopefully, the first official announcement will come either next week or in 2 weeks, where the official I forgot what it's called, but the kind of launch date will be on Kickstarter, so you can guys check that out. And with that, a second campaign will be streamed and recorded on this channel, which is with my other friend group. But once again, it's in German. Maybe the auto caption translate from YouTube is good enough to somewhat accurately translate that. The roleplay will be in English, so you can have the ultimate non-meta gaming experience by only listening in on the roleplay if you're that dedicated. And it will be set in the adventure that is going to be published with the Kickstarter. But more on that, and probably I will make a separate video just for that, so you guys can look out for sure. Anyways, we're here for the Fate Weavers. And the question of the day, and luckily I rewatched the last episode just to kind of remind myself what actually happened in the end, and I almost forgot, but then I remembered that you guys tried, or at least Fiera tried to summon Glamour back, and I ended it by not revealing whether or not he comes back. So the question obviously is Glamour coming back? Or is someone else or something different gonna appear? Your guesses right now. Greg, you up first. We all know it.
Well, I'm Greg. I'm playing Irex Spanner, the human artificer. Yeah, he's coming back. Of course he's coming back. Maybe he comes back with new clothing. Somehow he's made his own clothes.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Fiera. Yeah, I think I'll come back. If we did things properly, his soul is tied to the life chrysalis, and it's just gonna be there until it's not anymore, which could be a long time. So yeah, she may live longer than most of us. So yeah, I think I'll come back. Maybe a little different. I'm sure time without a body changes a person, so yeah.
I am Skit and I play Isarel Leafina. Almost switched them over again. Yeah, I think Glamour is gonna come back. For sure. Might look a little bit different, maybe. But pretty confident Glamour's coming back.
Felicia, playing Jade Nightlock. I think for sure Glamour's gonna come back. I don't think Jack would genuinely do that to us with how much work we put into, like, trying to get him back, specifically Fiera. But I definitely think he's going to have some words to say. Dare again or something. He's not going to come back without having some words.
Yeah, without an opinion to address. Alright, everyone's very confident. This is basically an appel from the players to me right now. It's like, if you don't bring him back, we will hate you forever, man, you know. Yeah, well, we will see. We will see. We will see. Maybe I will just bring back 2. Now I've now decided, since you really want them back, I will give you 2 glamours. Yeah. And as the viewers would have noticed as well as I, my internet occasionally becomes destable and my players turn into robots. But I think that's just kind of my internet doing its thing. I hope it doesn't happen too often. Yeah, just as a pre-warning in case something just turns black or my laptop just crashes. Maybe I should invest my time and money into buying a new laptop that doesn't crash on occasion. It's been doing quite good in the beginning. It's just recently started. Technology and hardware degrades over time. Anyways, let's get this ship sailing and see whether or not our dearest cat friend and Taylor come back.
Our Messiah has ventured back, but the seeds have been planted, and we have all the necessary tools to finally continue our preparations, Your Holiness. So he has disappeared. How unfortunate. His contribution to our faith was quite useful. Then we shall proceed with our next step. The words of the Dead Sea Scrolls will us to embrace the chaos and the pools of blood that will be spilled as a result of it. Our next goal is hidden, but we shall find it. Old blood will lead us to war, and this time we shall not fail to collect the blood again. For now we possess the dagger and the chalice, and surely this war will suffice to satisfy it. Oh, prayer to the red moon. May your scarlet light bless us. We who follow in the rivers of blood that you spill. Bless us. Oh, scarlet moon. Bless us. Oh, scarlet moon. Bless us. And may we drink from the blood that guides us.
And we're gonna start this off as usual with a quick recap. After you guys have been separated through various reasons, you managed to reconvene within a ruin site that seems to have belonged to a long lost mage from a previous age. And after kind of dealing with the enemies that have captured you, you have discovered that this mage was kind of investigating and researching kind of planar bridges, it seems like, in the celestial bodies and the composition of them in your solar system and how they have changed over the millennia of time that your world has existed, and also seem to have a fascination with a specific astral body, one which you actually were on, or rather used to get to the plane known as Hell. And the kind of infernal connection became even more evident as you investigated a arcane circle that was on the ground, that was at infernal writing. After solving the mystery with no flaws or mistakes, did it in one, you summoned a devil that seemed to have been chained and abjured into this arcane circle, holding a key that you wish to receive. However, after talking with the devil, it seems like he had his own limitations, as in by the contract that kind of binds him to the circle, and you found no satisfying solution on retrieving the key without, you know, the consequence of having to let either the devil free or leaving or letting him get into the hands of, well, the people that kind of caught you, who you presume to be is the Dark Resistance. And after that kind of meddled into no real progress, you decided to kind of abandon the circle and make it so that whoever comes after here, if the Dark Resistance still wishes to retrieve the key, that they would have a harder time by abolishing the kind of riddle that was on the wall that allowed you to do the right steps to summon the circle, and also blocked it off, and returned back to Ovalmir with help of the teleportation circle that Fiera did. And there you kind of rested a bit, did a bit of shopping, informed yourselves, and kind of set up a tower within the Holy Defense Grounds, where you kind of met with one of the light captains there, who just informed you and greeted you that Zephyrus as well as Godric, the High Cleric, are currently within a meeting helmed by the Chamber of Dukes and the Eximius Holy Council members from the Holy Religios about a apparent military alliance to go against the Order of Holy Blood. And after all that news, you decided, okay, it was really long day, or actually more accurately really long days, summoned the tower, and you did your own sorts of rests, and Fiera attempted to resummon Glamour, as he now for the first time has been desummoned or poofed out because he was stung by a lot of hornets. So, as you prepare the spell and you light up the incense and burn it and do your incantations that allows you to kind of create this connection to put his soul back into a corporeal body that can take shape and form within the physical space, the smoke kind of gathers together and weave itself into a more solid shape as you see it kind of congeal with a bit of magic kind of flowing into the smoke, kind of changing it, almost as if the atoms are being rearranged to create the physical body that would become a cat or an ocelot, as you know. You can see as the smoke dissipates in front of you, you see a very familiar with a bow tie. Just his fur seems to be extremely puffed out, as if he's just been put into a washing machine and taken out and then hair dried, and an extremely grumpy look on his face. And immediately as you puff on him, he begins to go on both of his two legs and then attempts to cross his arms with his paws. An explanation.
Welcome back. Oh. You walked into a trap.
I got stung multiple times by hornets.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure one of them got up my rear end. It has been swollen for 10 days.
Okay, that's not true.
It absolutely is. From my subjective point of view.
Interesting. Well, you're good as new and fresh, I guess.
Oh no, I don't know why. And it kind of looks at itself. What the hell happened with my hair? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. And it kind of goes down on all fours again. Where's the nearest bath?
That would be on the 3rd floor.
I will not talk until I have cleaned myself. And it kind of immediately starts to climb up to the 3rd floor.
You're an ocelot and you're taking a bath? Don't cats hate water?
Excuse me. I'm not a cat. I'm glamorous. And
I thought you said you weren't talking until you had a bath.
pa 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 pa. And it just continue.
Okay, well, he's back.
I think your cat is angry.
I would agree.
Just a little bit.
I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
It happens. I mean, it's
I mean, he'll probably
back.
get used to it. I mean, he can't really complain either. He now has definitely probably at least 9 lives.
at least.
Right. Okay. So what are we all doing until I guess Jay's gear is ready? The horn is properly checked out. We have a day or two. I'm sure you all have things to do.
I can't say I do. I haven't wanted to sit still for a while, you know.
You're an inventor of sorts. Like, have you thought about like sketching something out?
Oh, of course. I'm always thinking about that. Just we haven't had a lot of time. We haven't had a lot of time to really like sit and talk about what we need, you know, what would be helpful, all that kind of stuff.
All right. I think we need a goal, right? Right now we kind of have a lot of goals, but maybe what is our next goal? I think we kind of lost track of.
There is a lot of things going on at once, and we've been running like headless chickens for a while. It might be good to kind
Yes.
of figure out what we want to do next.
Okay.
And we have
guess-
a lot of things that can be used in inventions and useful I mean, we've got the chrysalises, we've got, you know, I bought the tungsten a little while ago. Haven't even had time to think about what to use that with.
As bad as
Right.
it sounds, when we decided that we were gonna get rid of Calyx, we knew where we had to go and we followed through, and that was our goal. Like, we beelined there and nothing got in our way to get this thing done.
Yeah.
We need to find our next, like, Calyx, you know?
No, we don't know. See,
No, not
No.
an actual,
We
not an
might need to-
actual Calyx.
Okay,
but
all right.
you
we know there's
you know.
more. We don't need the others.
No, definitely not.
Right.
If you want the next big problem, that's the blood order. You need to find a way to like take them
Maybe.
down.
I don't know if it is.
I think the way that we handled them the first time, there's a lot that needs to happen between now and the next time we see them. I don't think that's our
Yes.
next thing.
I think the Blood Order is the end goal. You know, it's going to be one of our last things that we need to take care of. I think there are more things
Something
that
to
we
work
need
towards.
to do. Yeah. I think figuring out how the Dark Resistance and their friends have infiltrated Azathia and how they relate to everything that is going on right now politically, with the military and all that. Like, how does it all mesh? Is a big thing that we need to take care of, because that means foreign forces are getting intertwined in our politics. And I'm not talking because here's the thing, right? The light and all the clerics and all that, they're here, but they were bad, but it's not like Canaan sending people to mesh. This is a whole other level. You know, it's a religious thing. There's been wars of religions throughout history, and it's not the first time that it happens. But now the fact that in between us as living beings, another territory, another country is getting involved in our politics in a stealthy way is bad.
And they kidnapped you a couple days ago.
Yeah, they kidnapped me. So there might be a little bit of revenge, like, jammed in there.
And it has to do with Duke Kronberg, I'm guessing. And it also has to do with, like you said, the Dark Resistance and Tellus, which I'm interested in stopping. So I would agree that's a little higher than the Blood Order at the moment. But we also have a hint that Jade was told that going back to her old, I think it was outpost, may help you with your travels.
Yes. I don't know what we would find there, but what attacked us, it was dark in nature, and I feel like, I mean, it's far-fetched, but I was told that I could find something there that was originally missed. And who knows, it maybe there could be evidence that it's connected to the Dark Resistance.
See, I find that interesting.
Like, in the ravine, like, it's dark, you can maneuver if you know how to maneuver in that space. Like, yeah, there's creatures that can hurt you, but if you know how to maneuver and you can do it safely, you could get so many places.
It can become quite an interesting operating grounds for the Dark Resistance, which is scary.
Like,
Right, they're trying to hide, and that would be a good spot.
As much as going home terrifies me, like, I would really want to.
Good. Well, let's keep that considered. I guess what else do we have in our docket? The Blood Legion and the Resistance are on there, but do we have anything else that needs to be achieved? Obviously, a large goal is getting rid of the demons. We need to find a solution. We're in the tower, right?
Yeah.
I think we're okay. And I have my word up. One thing I found out is that there's not gonna be more than probably one more high storm, and Tempestus won't create more.
Wait,
Excuse
What?
me?
what?
Yes, that is the feeling I got from them when I tried to reach out when I was hiding in a cave. I was desperate.
When you flew out into the storm?
Yes, yeah, a lot was going on. I wasn't able to really talk to him. My magic kind of got short-circuited because there was too much going on. But I got the feeling he's probably only going to do one more at best. It feels like he's given up on that path, that is a solution to his own goals. And things are going to be changing. But if he doesn't create more high storms, that means things are going to escalate with the demons.
Well, yeah, because that was clearing out demons.
Yes. No, I don't know more than that. I don't know the main reason. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of changes.
And what's to say he doesn't just start doing something else? Like,
I think he probably will, but I don't know what.
A super high storm?
low storm.
The last time I connected to him in hell,
A mid storm.
he mentioned that a threat was coming. Super, nothing specific. He gave me the vision of the creature outside of the Everdome, so maybe it's that. I don't know. His
That's
focus
just
is going to
what
be
we
elsewhere,
need.
though. Right. So we need to do something to help against the demons before things get out of hand. Building our own strength is one way. Getting rid of the dark resistance is another, because they seem to want to experiment with demonology.
Well, yeah, they seem to like creating those monstrosities that we fought.
And control them,
Yeah,
which is more
which is
frightening.
not good. Not. I have the bad feeling that with them around, we're gonna start seeing a lot more monstrosities walking around. On top of all of the other demons we already deal with.
And this is where I'm starting to feel, insignificant and not. What's the word I'm looking for? Like ineffective. Just the stuff that I've been building has not been big enough. Like it's helpful, but like we've escalated our journey so much that things that I can build that might help us are going to take more time. They're going to need to be bigger, more powerful,
Well, I have that cube now. Israel, can you take it out? Right. This is designed to burn blight. It's multiple fire crystallises that create superheated environment. So maybe this can be your inspiration, or you can use
Speaking of, do you have the means of binding it to the tower so I don't have to haul it around in the bag of holding all the time?
I can, but that's only if we don't want to use it.
Well,
We don't know how long it's been in there. And it says after a certain period of time, don't hold on to it.
I guess can you clarify, Jack? When I was looking at it and opened it up, was this Vanta material inside of it, or did it look like it was used in the creature that was blighted?
I think you never opened it.
I thought we did.
You investigated
we
outside.
didn't.
Never.
You found out how
Oh,
to
boy.
open it. There's like a C-section through, and it turns into 2 pyramids if you would have opened it, but you never actually opened it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
never actually took the time to open it because we were freaking out about the circle on the ground.
Right. Okay. Okay. So let's assume there's probably something inside that can create blight. We should probably use this soon. Not in the tower.
For what though? That's the thing.
If only we
I
had
think
a
it
way.
burns whatever is within. I think it's like a literal incineration chamber.
If only we had a way of like going inside the freaking bag of holding and experimenting there, because it's not, the tower. It's not. We're not gonna destroy our own environment. I don't know.
Right. Well, here, and I'll just, because I know it's safe. I'll take my hands. Ivory, you're the tinker. Find a use for this. Find a good use for it.
Yikes.
I don't like the idea of just carrying this thing around. I don't think it's just that simple. The note said that after so long, it will be consumed by blight.
I think it was like 32 days or something.
And we don't know how long it's been in there. I mean, it could start
Note.
becoming... It could
Oh,
be consumed
32
like-
days.
It could
Yeah.
be day 30 for all we know.
I guess that's true.
And if it's in one of our bags of holding, does that?
Every...
Blight
Yeah.
destroys magic.
This thing is dangerous.
I don't truthfully feel comfortable playing around with it without having absolute certainty of its timeline and its effects, and there's too much at risk.
We just need to dispose of this thing.
Or
It's blight.
Other thing, when we have our meeting with Cleric and most likely Zephigus, we give it to them and let them deal with it.
Perhaps. But then we're giving away multiple chrysalis.
We don't necessarily have to give it away. We can activate it, destroy what's inside. And that's that, and
That'd
we
be
have the
preferred.
chrysalises. But either way, this blight needs to be destroyed so that it can't... If we start messing it, that we're just bad at the dark resistance.
Right. Well, I mean, I got a pretty good look at how it works. All you have to do is kind of activate each section. I could put, one of my walls around it, and, the heat won't penetrate my wall, so we can just get rid of the Vanta material and then use it afterward.
I'd rather have that because that way it's not gonna. We don't have to worry about the blight factor of it.
That's preferred. Okay.
I mean, yeah, you guys found it, you inspected it. I don't want to step on toes here. You know more than I do.
That's the thing, we don't.
I know, but just you saying, "Oh, we can just do this and this," like that's more information than I have. So you take point in this plan. I can help you figure out how to do things.
You're the smart guy here. How about you take a look at it and try to see if there's anything that you can decipher out of it. It is safe to look at. It's very heavy. It's 50 pounds heavy, but...
Oh, what was the metal material? Because I think it's something we're familiar with.
It is safe to look at.
I'll see if I can find what it was made out of. Similar to the metal from Hemes. It was negative 60 degrees. I don't remember its name though.
The cold metal, the tungsten that I have.
Oh, it's the same metal. But yeah, let's look at it together. Maybe we can figure out how it can be safely activated, incinerate the Vanta, and then we can keep using it afterward. Hopefully we can activate it from our safe distance, and it doesn't explode, and just incinerates what's inside, not outside. That'd be preferable. Yeah, I'll take a look at it and see if me and Ira can figure out the finicities of how we can use it safely.
Yeah. I guess we can just make a straight intelligence check since you're necessarily investigating a couple of things together.
Can I just use the help action since we're doing it together? Give advantage?
Yeah, definitely can. Brainstorming. 22.
Help is appreciated.
Yeah, you're both looking at it, and you just kind of exchange what you see and note. And most of the things you already know. It's Zelen Ice Tungsten, which has the elemental property of just staying cold. Minus 60 degrees Celsius. Even if you try to heat it up, it stays that temperature. It has 8 fire crystals, each in the corner cubes that make up this larger cube. And if you press all of them in together, they activate. And each surface of the cube itself, so 6 times, there's an arcane rune inscribed into it. Each one is the same. You all figure out, after analyzing this a bit, this is definitely a compact device made to contain a very hazardous material without jeopardizing anything that handles the box. So it has been specifically designed to keep something inside, so the handle of the box doesn't, get affected by whatever's inside. That's the whole purpose of this box. The fire crystals is obviously to incinerate, as you ascertain from the note, and you're obviously also comparing with what the note is saying. And you presume ice tungsten is there to keep the heat inside. So, once again, the guy who's handling the box doesn't get injured by activating the box, because that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of having a secure box. However, how well that works, that's like the theory of it all, and that's what you get. Okay, yeah, that's what makes the most sense. But in practice, even if Selia and Ice Tungsten does keep a steady minus 60 degrees Celsius, that's like, normal material. It is a bit magically enhanced, but the fire crystals has way more firepower, especially 8 activated at the same time. So you do worry because you can't quite figure out, even with the 22, how much of the fire crystal is actually, how much energy is consumed to create the incineration. If it's like all of it, like full power, you know the capabilities of a fire chrysalis. Even at this size, it could easily incinerate an entire house, and that contained in a singular point that is inside could prove to be dangerous, even if it's surrounded by selling ice tungsten. And the other thing is, you figure out that these runes are sort of like a similar spell that is akin to the immovable rod, as in like kind of stasis spells. And you figure out that they have been each placed in a direction to keep whatever's inside, and you're presuming that this box has to be hollow, just by moving it around and stuff like that. That they probably put the material inside and it stays aloft so it doesn't touch anything inside of the box.
Oh.
So you can keep it in there for a longer time. And to also just incinerate it in the air without affecting other regions of the box. And the other thing you then also now realize is, even though this cube isn't activated, after taking a much closer look now, especially with Eirik, who's a bit more proficient with fire chrysalis, you realize, oh, it has a closed circuit, each fire chrysalis, which means they are permanently active. So even right now, when it hasn't been put into quote-unquote incineration mode, the fire chrysalises are still exuding some amount of heat within the box, but only a very small percentage of what they actually are capable of. So you presume that the inside of the box is actually extremely warm compared to the Zen and Ice Tungsten, who's keeping the outside cool. So yeah, your best bet, and Fiora, that's where you kind of step in, is if you create your wall of force and activate it, you just have to figure out how to activate it while the box is inside of the wall of force and you're not. Probably even, unless the entire power of the fire chrysalis gets unleashed, you should be 100% safe.
Okay. Okay.
I guess Glamour wouldn't want to be part of the experiment, would he?
It would take some convincing. I'm thinking, so we have to press down at 8 spots, each corner. I could try it with my mage hand, but I don't think it has enough pressing force. How else can we push these down without being inside a wall of force? I mean, you can all kind of make conjurations, right? Can anyone conjure a being today to set it off? It'd probably be safe, it's just an off chance. Or is anyone immune to fire and hasn't told us?
Resistant, but not immune.
Yeah, resistant.
Nope. I cannot be charmed. That's about it.
I'm trying to see what resources I used today. Oh, okay, I can't use my 6th. Okay. Tomorrow I can become immune to fire for a short period. I could try it then, unless we have a better idea today. Which would be preferable.
I can technically summon my shadow spawn, but like...
Does it have hands? Well, I guess, what does your spawn look like again?
It's like a shadow, so...
Oh, there's a shadow of hands.
It has chilling rend and a scream. Here, you can have my spell.
So it's a spirit. Okay.
The only thing that I can add, or I guess suggest, is my new, flame thing. When I'm active, I feel no heat. The flames don't. I feel absolutely nothing. So I'm fairly certain that in that state, I'm immune to it, to fire.
Ooh, that'd be an experiment.
Tomorrow, I could also make myself resistant to fire.
Things go poorly. I don't know if resistance is enough. Okay.
It absolutely would not be enough.
If anyone is trying to experiment while they're resistant to fire, I'd be willing to put myself into that, because let's be honest, guys, you're kind of squishy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
And-
disagree.
Thanks to the
I mean-
horn, I have resistance to fire, and I'm not as squishy.
Oh, he has the horn though. The fellow that was looking at it.
But we should be getting it back.
Erwin.
How does
Yeah,
that
I guess
work?
I could...
If the horn's not on my person, but I'm still attuned to it, as long as somebody else doesn't attune to it, do I still have the abilities?
No, like once it gets out of your reach for a certain amount of time, it unattunes and the magic connection just breaks. So you have to
Oh, okay.
have it equipped, so to speak, for a certain amount of time, and after an hour or so,
Okay.
it breaks. But the attunement breaks, not the item.
Let's plan for tomorrow then. We can either use Irik's form or the horn or a combination of both.
The other thing about my fire form is it says I can, well, it says I can extinguish any natural or magical fire within 120 feet that does not have ever-burning traits. So,
The crystals would be nature, or fire by nature, right?
Well, it depends what created the chrysalis, right? Because we learned that a dragon can.
It does depend if they do have ever burning or not.
Which we wouldn't know.
Actually, I guess you can make an Arcana check. Kind of like to.
Who?
Guidance? Guidance to help us check.
I guess Fiera, like you would have studied arcane fire or arcane elements versus natural elements. There is a difference.
There's a difference. 24.
24.
You also have guidance.
Oh.
Not that you need it, but you know.
I'm
25.
I'm
that's the best.
so flabbergasted that I have a +8 to Arcana and I'm not even proficient in it.
Wait, from what?
Wait, really?
How? How does that
I-
work?
I don't know. I don't know. I
What's that?
think it's my background that gives it to me, but I'm not sure. Or I think I think that's what it is. It is my either my druid or cleric spell abilities that made me.
Wait.
Yeah.
Are you
It has to do with the new rules.
are you sure? I'm looking at your character sheet and it says a +2.
No. You're looking at the old.
Oh yeah, that might be true. Yeah, I might be looking at it.
Yeah, you're looking at the old. I have
yeah.
+8
I guess
to Arcana. I
skills
think
did
I think it has to do with the new rules or something, because I'm now like a
Oh yeah, it does. What the fuck?
yeah. Hold on,
Wow.
it's
I hate it that you can't
my
see.
druid. I'm a magician.
Oh,
the
I
immersion
gain a
thing?
+3. Yeah, I get a +3 to Arcana and Nature checks by default.
Okay.
But where does
Wow.
the where does
That's pretty good.
where does the +5 come from? Because if only +3.
I'm a thaumaturge for my clerical abilities, which gives me a +3 to Arcana and Religion.
Okay, now
So I have +6.
and your intelligence is a 2. Okay, now that
Oh,
makes
and
sense.
those two.
Michael. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, okay,
That's
that's
a bit.
that's crazy to
That's a
see
bump.
without the proficiency bonus. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I mean, like, you look at Fiera, who has +13. That's basically just like your proficiency is added on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
it is. No, you even have expertise, right?
I have expertise.
So you
That's the only
doubled
reason it's
that.
up there.
If it just added my proficiency, I would have 12.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You should have went down that route.
As a druid.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it kind of
Never
makes
mind.
sense.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's like druidic magic. Anyways, 24 or 25. Yeah, so ever burning. So there's a difference, well, the main difference about magical and normal fire is normal fire is composed or requires 3 components, which is, oxygen, a fuel, and obviously heat. And then you have normal fire. If you bring these together, boom, you have fire. Magical fire, its source or its fuel comes directly from the weave and doesn't need any other components. So as long as the weave is manipulated to, attuned, or as you can, a good metaphor is like each string of the weave plays a certain note, and depending on the note, it's a certain element, or at least 4 elements it is. So if you play a certain frequency, the weave kind of translates into heat and therefore fire. And so as long as that note is played, fire exists, and that is magical fire. So you can't take away the fuel and the fire will extinguish, because as long as the tone is playing, the fire will still be there. And to get rid of it, you have to kind of mute that. Ever burning fire is a very... there are 2 different types. There's like an... Ever burning torches do not belong under that category. They just have like a small arcane spell that kind of continuously fuels the string of the tone to kind of perpetually play that tone, so the fire just is ever burning. However, ever burning fires or flames specify a type of fire that once it's activated cannot be diminished by normal means. It needs some sort of higher arcane power in order to kind of put it out. And one of the flames that you've experienced firsthand are infernal flames, which is why even devils who are presumably immune to normal fires can still get burned by those flames, because they are on a much higher level magically wise. It's like you play an octave higher than the normal tone, and as long as you have magic that's on the same equivalent of that, they cannot be put out by any way, in any shape or form, if you do not have the equivalent magic to that. And that's what refers to Irik's ever burning flames. And you would somewhat understand that, because there are some like ever elements that exist, like ever cold also exists and stuff like that, and those are like the kind of epitome or the top notch of the elements that kind of exist, and from there all other elements are kind of built out.
Okay. And it sounds like Chrysalis just do magic flame, not ever burning flame.
Otherwise every forge would have a very big problem.
Yes. Okay. All right. So yeah, so it sounds like potentially Irik can at least simmer it down if it gets out of control. If we're done off. Okay. Okay, I think that's a good plan then. Tomorrow we'll have Irik try to set it off safely. I do have a spell that can maybe pull him out too, so we'll just have our due diligence ready.
So the thing is, when I enter that state, I cause damage. So
To yourself?
no, to whatever's in front of me. I emanate damage.
Oh,
So
that's fine. I'll put you in the sphere.
Yeah. I just don't want to do that and like cause something to affect.
Right. Oh, we could also do this in the air as well. You can fly, I can fly. Azrael can fly. I can make Jade fly.
Oh, right, I can fly, yes.
So yeah, we could just do this up in the air, away from town.
Or
I mean, I don't
eyesight
see.
of
I don't.
normal people.
Well, yeah, that's the only benefit, frankly. I think to the flight is we can get somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That can be our to-do list for tomorrow. Mom?
Yeah, I was also wondering.
Whose
that.
mom do we need to look into?
whose mom?
Player,
On the to-do list on the map.
the viewers are gonna be so confused what they're talking about. I will show you. There.
I guess personally, I'd like to figure out how to get home when I want to, because if the Tellus cultists invade again, I want to make sure my mom's safe. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. Because Soonir's the easiest way to teleport there, and obviously we don't have access to that. But yeah, that might be a thing for the future. Okay, well, is that it then? Blood Legion is kind of a later goal. And mostly it's seen information. But maybe for now we focus on hindering resistance and like Covenant of the Heart, which works here in Azathia. And maybe a lead there is to go back to Jade's home.
Do any of you know anything more about the Dark Resistance as a group? Like, is it just a whole bunch of orcs?
I'd like to Sarah, because I assume she's here.
Well, she actually went up to go to sleep.
Oh.
From what we've gathered, they operate from Tellus. So unless you're telling me all of the orcs are just hanging out in Tellus, I'm guessing there's more than just orcs in the Dark Resistance.
Right. I do think there's people as well, obviously. I don't know, they work in the shadows. Harold would be our best bet to know more. I can message him. I mean, if you remember our short meeting with him, with Arya.
Yeah, if that's our next path, it's best that we can, get as much information as possible.
Right.
I would suggest if we were able to get back to the archive, that's something new to go deep
Right.
on.
I think that'd be difficult.
Can you send O'Toole a message, get him to go look up information, and then send it back?
I don't think it works like that. I mean, we need to go back to Delasalis anyways. We have rewards to get. I'm gonna quickly message Glamour telepathically and just say, by the way, where's my robe? I left it with you.
Well, I was working on it until some magical force, I don't know where it came from, pulled me out and sent me right into a hornet's nest.
Literally. Okay, I'll cut that connection. I also left something very important in Del Solis I need to get, because I'm not going to wear commoner's clothes forever. So we can head there once we're done with this place. And yeah, we just need to know if Godric's going to have time for a meeting before we leave or not. Which is probably unlikely. Yeah, I guess one day at a time.
I would imagine that he would take 20 minutes to at least acknowledge us. I don't think a war meeting is going to last 15 days, you know.
Well, we thought that about the Chrysalis meeting.
Too soon. Not too soon, but too soon.
Right. And if we do mention it's about the Blood Legion, maybe. I'll send him a message tonight and see if there's an update. And see if he'll meet with us tomorrow. And if not, then we're headed back to Del Solis, where maybe we can talk to Zaphicus instead. But they seem kind of busy, if I'm to be honest. And I think it feels like Zaphicus is using us more as soldiers, if I'm to be honest. It's kind of a weird feeling I've been getting from him. Because he said we could handle the Blood Legion, but now he, Godric, all his military, and a legion from Canaan's coming. You know, I'm worried they may send us somewhere we're not prepared for.
I believe we can handle anything that we are faced with.
Well, I don't disagree, but I still think we have quite a few shortcomings.
If we lose our life defending and keeping innocents alive and safe, that's what should matter.
That's a tough one. Personally, I think with enough information and time and preparation, good people don't need to die. But also not acting can be more of a hindrance as well, so it's good to have multiple mindsets. So let's plan maybe a couple dates. Tomorrow, let's have it be our last day here. And then we'll head to Del Solis. We'll prepare what we need to. And if it feels like the best place to go is Jade's old place in the ravine, then we prepare for that.
At least you can see now.
Yeah, I guess did I get the code word for the Drift Globe? Apparently there's like a phrase that needs to be said to activate it. I don't know if I asked for that. I assume he would have provided it though. I'm not gonna waste time on that because we're gonna see him later.
I can send him a message.
Why don't you do it then?
Okay, I'm just gonna think to the guy and be like, hey, we bought you a drift globe earlier.
I'm an 8.
Earlier. Yeah. Is the code word. Thanks.
Do you have sending?
No, that's...
I don't have sending, I have message.
Yeah, he's way further away than 120 feet.
Oh yeah, it's 120 feet.
Doesn't work. Sorry, guys.
Like a mile away.
Message
see you
doesn't
later.
have
It's
a
fine.
word limit though either, does it?
No.
No.
Yeah, message is just a short. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
can
a
say
short
whatever you want.
message, but ISRL
It's learning.
doesn't. Not, it's the first time you cantrip.
Oh, that magic. Okay, I need to get really fine. Okay. Well, I guess I have preparations to make. I'm not gonna have a lot of downtime to prepare scrolls, and I have 6 now. I think I have. I need to write these down. Unless I just need something, I'll try to contact Harold, find out more about Dark Resistance. Tomorrow we can go get the horn, see what's we learn about that, and I'll check with Godric tomorrow as well.
Do you think we're gonna need the horn right away once we get it back? Like its ability to help us?
Not personally. I'm not really a fan of devilry, though.
I'll sulk off to the corner and start tuning my cloak of protection.
Good item. I forgot you bought that. Wait, what's your AC?
16 right now, but it'll go up.
Oh, the plate
to,
mail.
I think I said 18 I think with plate, and then with my cloak of protection it'll be 19.
Sick.
Nice.
18 is what it was with my shield.
Yeah,
So it's definitely something that Jade needed.
it's pretty good.
And being able to have it up to 19 and a plus on all my saves. Yes, please.
Because your saves aren't good enough already.
You know, my
Yeah.
intelligence saves aren't that great, and neither are my dexterity saves. They're my lowest.
The armor's not gonna help.
I have 1 good save.
Well, if you're within 10 feet of me, you get a +5 on them.
I have 4 good saves, and I've managed to fail every single time.
Oh. Yeah, that's how it goes.
I got a +12 Constitution save, +14 Charisma, and a +11 Wisdom.
God,
And those will each go up by 1 once I get my
3.
cloak of protection.
And I have some of
3
your
in the
wisdom.
double digits.
Oh,
Yeah. Good lord. Everybody go make a paladin.
I was only supposed to have, I think, Wisdom and Charisma, I think are what my saves were. But there was like a feat that I took like in the beginning to give me the Constitution, because most of the Warlock spells at that point were concentration.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. It's
Okay.
kind of why I took Warcaster to have my advantage on concentration checks, Constitution saves.
That's pretty
'Cause, everything I do is concentration, so.
Oh, I took the Resilient feat. That's the one I took.
Mhm. Okay. I guess what time of day is it?
it's afternoon. It's like 2 p.m.
Great. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna find nice. Actually, I'll go to observatory. No. I'll leave the tower. And go to like where the edge of where I put the barrier, because it's 100 by 100 by 100. So I made as big as I could.
Yeah.
I'll go to like where the edge is, so I can watch the Legion and kind of see how they operate as I scribe spells.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. What about the others? This afternoon. It's quite cold outside. The plans.
I'm
Yeah.
tuning-
Yeah, you go.
I just said I'm attuning to my cloak.
Okay, that will take an hour.
I am going to look for a bird whatever bird I can find. Hold
That's-
on. Let me check. Can
Okay.
I do that? Yes, I can. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
I definitely find a bird chirping around. You still in the midst of the
Okay,
woods.
cool. Okay, cool. I am thinking. Uh.
It's counting words.
No,
I hope so.
no, I'm not counting words.
Oh, she's counting-
I'm
Fingers,
going-
because that'd be weird.
Yes, I'm counting days. I'm going to cast Apple Messenger at 4th level
all right.
because I want to make sure that this bird sends the message to the person I'm trying to reach. I'm gonna take the little birdie in my hands and I'm gonna whisper to it, "You go find Hugh Cronbird and deliver this message." And I whisper it, "Get fucked, bitch." And I send the bird.
The bird then flies off
Jesus.
with a very personal message that is soon to be delivered, hopefully, to a
Yes.
God.
So it can live 5 days. Not live 5 days, but it has 5 days to find Kronberg, if I counted
Alright.
correctly.
Yeah,
Get fucked.
get fucked, bitch.
Yes.
All right. Well, as I was composing this very beautiful poem, a haiku almost.
Yes.
Eirik, what are you doing?
Pretty much sitting with my open notebook with just blank pages. I haven't thought of anything in a while. I haven't, just come up with anything helpful in a while. There's just been a lot going on, and that inspiration hasn't taken effect lately, and it's kind of jotting down any little notes that come to mind, but nothing's really working.
Yeah. Are we getting into a artist block? We know and hate it. All right then. Then, as you're kind of going about your day, Fiera, you see that you're kind of sitting decently close to one of the barracks where these Eldritch Knights are kind of doing their training. You can see that there's like a obvious tutor who's like showing them martial prowesses and kind of trying to make them merge their kind of spell crafted learned skills with the close combat styles, where they're kind of channeling their energy through their weapons and their shields and stuff like that. Kind of doing one-on-one trainings either with a dummy or just doing some light sparring with wooden swords with other people. And then there's other areas where there's a more spell focused kind of part in the education where they actually have like spell books or like spell notes, more to say, kind of on the inside of the shields, where they kind of always look at to help them memorize some of the spells. And it kind of reminds you a bit when you first started off, where you always were carrying with you like smaller notes that when you first started learning cantrips and stuff like that, where you weren't able to memorize all of the arcane sigils and words you had to say, and it kind of gives you a little smile on your face because it kind of proves how much you have already grown as a arcane practitioner, especially as scribing multi-leveled spells within your spellbook, and it's like gone a long way. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, can I tell or I guess, is someone within like 120 feet?
They're a bit further since you were placed a healthy distance away, as to not, you know, impede them.
Right.
But occasionally, like, people walk by, since you're still in like a open space, and you know when people are going through the
Sure.
barracks to kind of train, like, several occasions people cross by your path, definitely.
Okay. I guess I'll try to wave one over. Hi. Do you spare a moment for a chat?
Yeah, sure. Good day. I haven't seen you around here. Nice tower.
Oh, thanks. Seems to get better every day. Yeah, I think it's only the second time I've been here, but I'll probably be here more often. I'll say I'm kind of stuck here. I'm from Zelnus Castle, if you're familiar. It's on the other side of the continent.
Yeah, he kind of looks surprised, like, Zanus Castle? We're far away from home, aren't you? But he kind of looks a bit
Extremely.
skeptical and becomes a little bit more defensive. You mentioned that. Don't really look like the
Yep.
typical type of people walking around here, coming from there, all the way from the east.
Oh, yeah, I just realized I don't have my amulet anymore. It's in a pool of blood. Awkward. Well, journeys kind of took me on a strange path, but luckily I can feel a little bit at home here in the courtyard.
Yeah. You also practicing, studying here?
Studying for a day or two. I'm hoping to find time with Godric. I know he's quite busy, but you know, more things are happening.
Kind of looks surprised, like. But then he's like, "Oh, alright. Yeah. Seems to be an important business. Excuse me. Are you within the Legion? I'm a bit confused. As your connection with us.
Oh, no. Because I don't know if you've heard of us up here. I guess I'm part of the Fate Weavers. We're kind of a more recently brought together group. We've been working against the Blood Legion, I'm sure you know plenty about, and some other darker forces.
Yes. Very recently hearing about it. Our light captain has informed us. Yeah, with Scaffy, we've been stationed here for quite some time. So you're an independent group, sellswords?
I don't know about cell swords, but independent, yes. We kind of work to our own goals and ideals and are trying to make the world what we think is better.
I mean, doesn't everyone?
That's true. So is the light commander in?
The light commander, yeah, he should be around. Well, heard talk about an important meeting going on, so I'm pretty sure he might be involved with that. Even the High Cleric had to, as you said, Godric's kind of taking his place there.
Right, I'm sure they're both there. Very well. Well, I guess I wish you the best, and well, if we see each other, maybe keep an eye on each other's back. The Blood Legion does not play fair anymore. If
Yeah, fair play in war times. Kind of biting off the wrong end if you think like that. Just one last question. Are you part of the
Sure.
are you part of the infiltration group?
Can I give this guy a good look as we've been talking? He's probably digging to me like I'm digging to him. Can I tell if this guy is an actual member of the Legion, or I'm thinking Dark Resistance, they have agents, and Duke Kronberg has agents. Is this guy trying to figure out if I'm on his side or on the Legion side?
Presuming he's not on the Legion side.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, you're going inside check.
Stop making this side check sphere. It's +1. 6.
He seems absolutely straightforward, like he's answering and
Okay, lovely.
without hesitation, stuff like he's adorned in the pretty heavy armor,
right.
in fact. So to his side, and also his kind of spell shield to his left, you can see like pages kind of jutting out of it. And he seems to be a bit of a higher rank than just your average foot soldier. So where he looks to be within trained ranks, not a novice.
We talked to a captain. Does he have the like garb for like something higher?
No, definitely not. You would have recognized the captain instantly. He just seems to be probably like maybe like a third, fourth rank private, almost lieutenant maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Infiltration. Okay. As I take that in. I'm not sure. I think if we are to be part of it, we'll probably find out after the meeting.
Alright, I guess, well, then you weren't probably around, which explains why we haven't seen you.
No, we tend to get in the thick of things. I guess long story short, we found out this group that turned an animal into a blighted animal and then learned to control it, so we kind of have to deal with that.
Alright. Yes. Busy.
Busy.
Alright. Well, no further questions. Didn't want to interrogate you.
That's fair. I guess I heard that the 11th Legion should be joining us. Do you know if they're on their way?
Pretty sure they passed us either yesterday or so. Well, not literally through the city, but at the border. Could be heading southwards. Synced. Estimated conflict time will probably be in the coming boss. The Chamber of Dukes are definitely making a lot of noise.
Right. Well, I guess I'll have to inform my party. We may have to get moving as well then. I think we were headed that way anyways.
Oh, well. Keep yourself in check. Down south's gonna turn in a battlefield real soon. Wouldn't want to get close there voluntarily if you don't have to.
Oh, we tend to avoid battlefields for sure.
For the better.
And I just remember us literally walking toward at least two. Alright, well, have a good walk. We should be out of here in a day or two.
Alright. And you can just use your salute and then walks off.
Lovely. Did not think that would go so quick. Okay. Things move quick in the world when you are at war, I guess. That makes sense. Okay, back to scribing.
Alright. Then you'll kind of take your rest, brainstorming, attuning. Jade, you would successfully attune to your cloak after an hour of concentration. The hours go by, and the sun starts to set, and you can once again see the astral vestige coming within its full opacity. After it will start to soon fade as the sky turns to its purplish hues, and the temperature dropping quite significantly now from the last time you were in the evening. Though Irik and Fiera, you're already very well aware of the temperature shift, as you both almost, well, close to death. As probably once you finish Swam Fury, probably also just gonna pack up your things as it's getting quite dark outside. You make your way inside, and as you do so, you get a sending can you actually get sendings while did you put the divination protection?
Yeah, it's technically evocation, and my thing only stops divination.
Okay. Then, yes, you feel a ping, and a message becomes audible inside of your head. And I will tell you that after the break, because your guy, once again, has to pee. Really bad. So we're gonna see you guys in a quick sec. Bye! And we're back. So, you get a sending. Please like and subscribe for the sending of Fiera. That's what you hear. You hear, please like and subscribe. And then the sending just fades. And you're like, what?
To who?
To who? Who do you have to subscribe to? It's
Yep.
actually the magical store has now a subscription where you get a minor magical trinket if you subscribe for 50 gold per boss. Insanely high charge.
Don't do that.
No, instead you hear Godric. He speak to you, and he says, "I'll have to count."
He's a high cleric. He has wiggle room.
Yeah, he is a little bit. Oh my god, just a little bit. He says, "Excuse the interruption, but I have managed to get some time. I'm able to talk for the evening. So, if you wish to meet at 9. That's it.
Okay. Fiera, very in tune to time. What time is it?
It's 8.
Okay. Lovely. Yeah, smell across your face. I think everybody's still nearby, right? Nobody left?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm in the tower. I
Everyone's in
haven't
the
moved from the tower.
Okay. Yeah, let's yell for everybody to get together as I come back inside and say, good news. We have a meeting at 9 with Godric, so we can figure out what they're doing with Souvenir, and I will try to remember why I wanted to talk to him last session. I already forgot. Yeah, so prepare for a meeting at 9.
Where?
The main building. I
Okay.
assume. So yeah. Oh god, I wish I had better clothes. That's okay.
Oh, right. I'm still wearing my commoner's clothes. I'll change into my noble's clothes before we go to that meeting.
I mean, just speaking of clothes in general, given the temperature's been kind of getting colder, quicker,
Mhm.
more frequently, should we like go stock up on clothing if we're gonna be like traveling, especially to a ravine?
Sounds like a mission for glamour.
Emma
I don't
would like
think
to
you
be able
can carry
to
that
tap into
much.
us. But I'm sure he'd like to be able to have an input
No,
on
I'm
our
sure.
fashion sense.
100%.
We just can't
We'll
go to
add
that
that
one
to our-
shop.
Oh, that's back in Del Solis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Del Solis.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
Where he is Steve.
The human.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just feel if we're gonna be going out again, and I don't know if the fact that the high storms are seemingly gonna end, if that's gonna change the way that the weather acts, like I don't know, maybe we just need to have some cold weather
Good
clothing.
question. It wouldn't hurt. Can you tell us about your home a little bit, Jade? We don't really know much about the ravine, or what's in it, or how people even live there in the first place.
I mean, I was kind of like on a military outpost, sort of. So there are other outposts. I'm not sure if they're still there or not. I am loading my little cheat sheet real fast.
Jade is
Oh,
concentrating on home.
I was gonna ask Godric about.
I was part of the Black Feather Ravine Rangers. And we were I haven't read this in a hot minute, so I apologize for my delay, guys. So it's the whole group that work in the ravine is the Raven Wing Battalion. There's a task squad. Why is this so small? I'm blind. I need to open this. Mostly the soldiers that were part of us came from Quasar. They joined as well. There's the claws of the Sephiroth. I think that's how you say that, Jack.
Yes.
Sorry if I butchered it. They were the task squad. Basically they were the ones that took on the most difficult things. Basically the higher class demons. They were the ones that dealt with it. Fier, you might like to know that they dealt with the most potent shadowmancy.
Oh, well, like they used it with them.
Yes.
Hmm.
There were the eyes, which those were the shadowmantic priests. They were the ones that kept an eye over the village. They would let us know if threats were coming into the village so that we could stop it before it got to us. We had our acolytes, obviously, the shadowmancy, but in the religious sense. They were our storytellers. They as Jade's kind of like choking up, like talking about all of this, they are the ones that told the stories of our ancestors, and that's how our abilities come from. If it wasn't for our ancestors and their history, we wouldn't be who we are.
I mean, it sort of sounds like, you know, its own religion, not actually dissimilar from, well, religion, yes. Who did you worship, though? You had priests, acolytes, people foresaw the future? Who did you look
family.
up to for your family?
Our ancestors and are basically our guardians. We pay homage to them in everything that we do.
So you have a long lineage.
Yes, and I'm the last of my family. So I'm curious to see what I could find and more information on who brought the disaster to us. But about the ravine itself, think of the most dangerous and powerful creatures that survived the Angelic War. They are in the ravine. There's we called them the oh god, I don't want to butcher this, Jack. Could you please say this word?
Yeah. Chi Ming U.
You got that?
The Great Cephlaroth, the White Hyogara, the Phantom Black Fang, the Dajin Black Scale, and the Chasm Stalker.
What a list.
Each one sounds like it has quite a story behind it.
Could I try to remember some of the stories about some of these to just let them know some information about them?
Yeah, sure. Can we check?
And give myself guidance. Because history's not one of my finer moments.
Whoa!
19. Well, unless that's to do with your ancestors, because that's what
21.
the whole thing is about. Yes, well, all others from those 5 names, you obviously recognize the first one, the Great Cephlaroth, which was the large statue inside of the Zephyrus archives.
Oh, yeah.
That 6-winged, kind of almost demonic-looking entity that was there. That was a Great Cephlaroth. And yeah, Jade, the Great Cephlaroth is the most famous because of its very aggressive and violent nature, and most disruptions usually came from it. It's a kind of very thin, skinny, but extremely tall and slender beast with 6 wings, which just uses very precisely and dexterously to kind of fly through the cracks of the ravine, and is able to hide in even the most thinnest of spots. And it is very revered by your tribe and respected. And usually, if a nest or some sort markings of the Great Cephlaroth is found, you usually stay away from it, because it is one of the rare beasts who actually can contend with demonic entities. So actually, if you find a region of a Great Cephlaroth, it's actually a good sign, because you know, okay, as long as it's there, you don't have to worry about demons, because it will take care of it. But it usually, all 5 of these live within the very depths of the ravine. You rarely find them come to the surface, except for the Great Cephlaroth. It occasionally, because it can fly, just kind of swoops up to search for prey if it hasn't found anything down below, and that's why it's the most famous one. Yeah, you yourself wouldn't have sown any of these. like an encounter with each one of them is life-threatening, even for the most advanced of your members. And that's why you have developed extremely keen tracking skills to make sure, you know, you don't accidentally walk into one of their territory, because they are all exceptional hunters. Obviously, evolution and all that stuff has made them kind of apex predators within their own kind of realm. And it's a extremely weird environment, because there are 5 apex predators, and usually, you know, apex refers to the strongest. I swear I got scared as she hears about these stories and imagined
There's this mosquito that just flew right in front of my noses and scared the ever-living shit out of me. I am so sorry.
Oh man, that is terrifying. The sound of a mosquito is about as terrifying as the sound of a great Cephalorus coming towards you, because it's completely silent. You do not hear it coming. Yeah, so that's kind of one of the most famous one. It's completely black in its feathers and stuff. In contrast to that, the white Kyogara is a enormous, gargantuan white snake that stalks around the ravine, and it's believed to be only one inside of the entire ravine, but you aren't sure. There could be more below, but you guys have only spotted one. Yes, I saw.
Spell check on that.
A what?
Spell check on that thing.
Oh.
I'll post it.
Okay, yep, I can post it.
Yeah. The ravine sounds awful.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll post the other one we talked about as well.
Yeah. Well, like I said, once again, to get into their threat range, you have to descend rather deep inside of the ravine. Like your outpost is far away, obviously, from these dangers, otherwise your city would have been destroyed multiple times over. Yeah, so it's like an active decision to get into their territory and put yourself into danger. Like if you're just on the outskirts, checking out the ravine, usually no big threat other for potential demons that were hiding inside of the ravine. But yeah, kind of about it.
They all have great names, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm posting all the names because I see
Gotcha.
Skid. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I would tell you guys about that and let you know
Okay,
that they're not.
but your
widely
outpost
seen.
isn't deep enough to get in their territory. So if we did
No.
go down there, okay. Making
Those
sure.
are just the worst things that I would be on the lookout for signs of.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess. What does the ravine look like once you're inside? Or deeper within?
Dark.
Great. Like, is it just like, like a natural ravine, but 1,000 times bigger? Like, is the earth just split open? Is there a bottom?
Have my people ever seen the bottom, Jack?
Nope, one of the great mysteries of the Sapphire's Plane.
It's interesting. Have I ever been, like, what's the Lichnius viewpoint on the ravine? Like, is there an explanation for it? An origin?
Go make a history check. God damn.
Sure.
It is not, for the most part, not a brought up topic or a point of interest from the Holy Religions. You know, it's just a random huge chasm. However, obviously, as any religious order needs an explanation for literally everything, they do also have an explanation for that, which you have studied is just in general, any kind of somewhat noticeable landmark, they have sort of an explanation for it. Just like with Mount Celestia, the biggest mountain in the center of Canaan, also has explanation how that turned up there, and obviously the Great Ravine would also have its own kind of legend behind it. And most legends come from the Angelic War, that it was a fight between one of the angels with one of the dragons that has caused this ravine to crack, as the angel of, well, funny enough, anger used his sword to kind of carve through, and because of its might is so strong, it kind of cleaved right through the land, leaving behind this large ravine in place there.
Of course, it's anger. Oh boy. Is everything connected, Jack? If I roll a D100, can you tell me if everything is connected?
Okay.
And I get 100.
Okay, if you get 100, yeah, sure. That'd be crazy. You get 100 right now. Oh,
Of course it's
666.
No,
Oh.
I feel like it's just as bad.
Yeah.
It's just
I think that just makes the warriors go up for sure.
Yep.
Figure things all connected. Okay. Yeah.
You have your own answer there.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
dice answered for you.
Yeah. Fear starts going in like conspiracy mode, like, oh my god, angel of the legion, tree, angels, the ravine, the world. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, we have a meeting to get to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Check yourself off. Let's go.
Alrighty.
I assume we're gonna leave Sarah and Glamour behind.
Yeah. They'll probably be
Yeah.
spending time to get to know each other a little better. Yeah, they.
I leave one single piece of string to Glamour, so he can play with it. There you go.
Dangerous.
I have a yarn ball actually from way back
You?
when. I do. Somewhere in
Oh
here.
yeah, I
I
actually
stole
remember.
50 feet of yarn.
Oh my god, yeah. Alright. A very nice looking cat toy has been left behind. Definitely occupy him if he finds it. And you walk out. As it's getting dark, you can see most of the now training knights kind of have already gathered their stuff and are returning back to their barracks. Some late night students are still going on, though there's also some kind of like illumination training. Kind of as you walk by Fiera, it's like, yes, the most basic of training. If you can't see in the dark, create light. And you're like, you know, sometimes the basics are where it's at. Yes, you know, the beginners are training to cast the light spells and seeing the effectiveness of it, which can obviously be assessed when it's dark. And the sun at this point has already kind of started to kiss the horizon, and the astral vestige is slowly but surely dissipating as you get to the big church that is in the center of this, the Light Warden Sanctuary. And a bit of mixed emotions come up. This is, you know, where you brought back Arya, but at the same time, shortly after, you lost her as well. So yeah, definitely a flood of different feelings are kind of crossing by as you start to enter within the large doors painted white, and the portcullises and columns that are keeping the church up and strong. Yeah.
As we go through the big doors, and walk in, I'm just gonna hold my head down a little bit and just quickly be like a small prayer to Servalon, like, protect me, I need you, and then I'll keep going.
Yep. Step inside. The inside still seems to be illuminated quite brightly, and you can see this large shield at the end of it that's also emanating a bit of seemingly divine light. And you can see that there's several figures just, in prayer, sitting on the benches and stuff like that. And on the very end, you can recognize the figure of the High Cleric wearing its very long and kind of wide robes in front of kind of like a pedestal where this shield is displayed. And as soon as you walk inside... Yeah?
Sorry,
No,
I was
no.
just going to say, before we start this, can I have activated a see invisibility charge before we went in?
Definitely could have done that, yeah. You do that. You can make a perception check. 22. So you enter inside. Several things that you notice that are completely different is the door that is open has like this now colorful force field that you're walking through, which you haven't seen before. Obviously now with the invisible spell, you're presuming this kind of magical aura or something that you step through each time you go inside. As you're now walking down the main hallway, past all of the chairs, to kind of get to where Godric is standing, there are these large chandeliers that are kind of hanging, or no, they're not hanging, they're actually floating in the air. Underneath each of them, there is an orb, a glowing orb that you can see, that you haven't seen before. At first you just think, oh, it's like light emanating from the chandelier, but at close inspection, nope, definitely not. And you can see slight movements kind of just as it's turning around. And that is one of the things that you notice.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on those as we walk through to see if they like lock on to us or if change as we move through or anything like that.
Yeah, as you kind of walk underneath them, and like there's several chandeliers here, there's an extremely large space. You do notice that occasionally they do seem to somewhat follow your movements as you pass by them. They kind of just, there's like no visible eye or anything, but you can definitely see that their speed kind of adjusts to yours passing by them. As soon as you get to a certain range, they kind of just look away and then start just moving naturally all over again. And if you get too close to another one, it also then starts to somewhat lock onto you. And there's always at least two that are looking or having connected to you in some sort of way as you pass by. Yeah, you then kind of get to Godric, who has already turned around and notice you enter as soon as you kind of step through the door. And he just kind of opens his arms and then just gestures towards one of the benches at the front row, to which he kind of also goes towards this.
Well, it is definitely nice to see you again, One Piece. Please have a seat.
Well, thank you. It's nice to see you as well.
Well, it sounds quite urgent what you wish to talk to me about, so I made haste to try and make some time to hear what you had to say.
That's greatly appreciated. We do seem to be at a, I don't know if crossroads is the right word, but in the middle of two very important events that are going on with the Blood Legion, of course. We've been part of it and know what's going on. We're starting to unravel some of its mysteries, but the more we do, obviously, the more we don't quite understand. I was hoping, have you been in Azathia long?
Oh, yes, most of my life has been spent here. The foundation of this legion was built together with the alliance of Zephyrus. I mean, most of the arcane training has been sponsored and helmed by him as the founding or the angel of the written word. I would even consider this legion more Azathian than Cananian.
I see. Well, what can you tell us about Lazula?
Check a few things.
We get attacked.
Azula. I'm aware that a cave is named like that.
Right, we found that on the map as well, but we found a way to a previous building they were constructing. It was probably a couple hundred years ago. They seem to be trying to figure out the planes and connections, and they were looking into the hells.
Interesting. Well, I've been alive for quite some time. However, I think the history of this Lazula individual has even outlived my age.
Well, then maybe you know more about what they were looking into. We found out that they made a contract with the devil, of course. This devil taught them blood magic. But more interestingly, they mentioned that, the devil mentioned that they were under Adam. Something of a soldier of his.
Very interesting indeed. Well, I think you might have stumbled upon quite the... how should we put it? Connection that we have been trying to find. We have been aware now for some time that the Holy Blood Order is searching for something, obviously.
Right.
And just of recently, we have been told from the Holy Religios their oracles have gotten the prophecy, specifically the Aurelius, have foretold that they will be marching up north. Some of the seers have mentioned that crusaders adorned in scarlet red armor were standing before the walls of Undorn. We first assumed that they wished to walk up north to overtake the capital of Azathia, Arda Ren. However, it seems like this was merely a first step to a larger goal that they are trying to achieve, which is why the Holy Religios agreed and also suggested the military alliance with Azathia to begin with, as they could not ignore the warnings from their own oracles anymore. And it seems like the Blood Legion are becoming a direct threat to them as well.
I guess, can you clarify something just to make sure I understand the situation?
Yes.
So we think that the head of the Blood Legion is the Septimus. What about Xerxes Kivith? Is he connected with the Legion? Or is he separate, working on their own?
Xerxes is... We do not believe he is affiliated directly with Septimus. He belongs to an entirely separate group, and we believe that they have, or at least things that have transpired in the past, have brought about what is happening today. Whether it was intentional or not, we aren't quite sure. Though we are very certain that he's more deeply connected with the Dark Resistance.
That was my question. I heard about a group called the Covenant of the Heart that are operating here in Azathia, and we ran into a large number of them, to be honest, near the ruin where we discovered this connection. They were trying to find something as well.
Interesting. Which means whatever is there is of utmost importance for both factions.
Do you know much of anything against the creators?
Can you repeat that? You turned into a robot wheel.
When Adam and Eve went against the creators? Does he know much about it?
Well, I've got told from Zephyrus the alternate founding story of the first sinners, which definitely is a lot different from our creation mythos, educated within the engineer's confound.
Right.
And it also took me quite some time to, well, accept this very radical change in mindset. But I think there is something to the story, or truth, if it did indeed happen, how Zephyrus has tried to illuminate me. That it has some connections with what is happening with the Holy Blood Order. I haven't witnessed much of the days of the Crimson Lotus. I do not know if you're familiar with this part of our history.
Not as much as I'd like to be, since it seems very connected. Can you tell us what you know?
My knowledge about this is also a bit limited, since this happened before my own age, about 500 years ago. It is when blood magic was introduced, was brought in by this Xerxes figure, and a group of scholars who researched and practiced blood magic came to be, and together with a clerical group of the foundings of the Holy Religios came together to create a group of scholars known as the Sanguine Scholars, and the clerical group known as the Holy Blood Order. And they both practiced blood magic for quite some time, and its benefits seem to be, well, unanimously effective and useful. However, as time progressed, as it always does, the negative symptoms would show themselves, and a great curse would have been unleashed by this Xerxes individual, ending the days of the Crimson Lotus, as the practice of blood magic was then banned.
Right.
However, there's one oddity that Zephyrus pointed out to me, since he was alive during this time, and one of the strange things is that while the use of blood magic was seen as great and powerful at the time, it was only practiced in Undorn and nowhere else, even after 800 years. Its arcane arts have not spread to the other regions of the world. First, I believed it to just have been circumstantial, as only the brightest scholars were able to use this power. But now, as time is passing and seeing that the Holy Blood Order, or as more accurately called Order of the Holy Blood, are now trying to get back there, we believe that there might be some geographical importance to Undorn that we might have overlooked.
Alright, we did learn that that's the origin of the Valmuth blood curse upon the elves. Okay. Do you know who might know about Alazula, a mage from the past?
Well, definitely can research in the Zephyrus archives, but if any knowledge is stored anywhere, it would be there. I would ask Zephyrus personally, but he is, well, quite busy at the moment dealing with the Chamber of Dukes to ensure that they don't make any short-handed decisions.
Right. Oh, I know this was an important meeting. Are you able to tell us who was all there?
Well, it's not a big secret, but all Archdukes from the Chamber of Dukes were present there, and the most prominent members of the Eximius Holy Council were also there, as well as one of the cardinals as representative of the Supreme Pontiff.
A representative. I think you told me before, you don't really know much about the Pontiff, right?
No, he's a very strange individual, to say the least.
To say the least. Okay.
On other more Azathian news, which might have delighted you, we did manage to maybe expose some weak links inside of the Azathian politics itself, as when we made the agreements to vote for an alliance with the Holy Religios, it seems like the Archdukes from Corvali were against it at first. However, the Archdukes of the Machtbendiger family overruled their decision and went with the alliance anyways.
You see Isarel kind of shift in her seat a little bit.
Yeah, I guess we're not too surprised.
Yeah. I don't remember if I've told you this, sir. Duke Kronberg, who has now revealed himself as a traitor, I grew up with him in my home almost every day. My father worked with him very closely. They were very close collaborators. And I was sent to Sunaanir for the meeting about the chrysalises. It feels like ages ago now. To represent Corvalli in those negotiations. All under the impression that Duke Kronberg was an ally. And I've made decisions based on what he told me.
Now that you mention it, you Kronberg. Yes. Well, only archdukes were there, except for Corvalli. They had one extra. The taller elf, quite old. I believe he was advising the Archduke from Corvalli.
Did he, by any chance, where's my other notebook with my, hold on, I have it here. No, that's not the one. Shoot, I don't have my notes. Where is it? It's somewhere. Oh my gosh. I have too many things. Shoot. I have the description of Kronberg in one of my notebooks. So I'm trying to...
Do you need me to try to find Arya's notes?
It's from our session together.
So I said, do you need me to find them?
Yes, please, if you can. Oh my gosh, how did I lose this?
Yep.
I'm trying to see if this description matches Kronberg or not. I'm freaking out. Where is it?
Speaking out.
Ah,
Why do I have a workroom key here?
The things you find, truly.
For our viewers, I work at a hotel and I randomly found a room key from work.
because I had another notebook when we first started this campaign, and then I lost it, so I started this one. But now we're going back to stuff that was in this first one, and I found it recently, but it seems like I've lost it again. Gosh dang it. Well then, can I roll to see if it matches the description of Kronberg?
Well,
From what I remember of him?
I will.
Or would I know?
You would definitely know, and he would say a description. Like, he leaves out a few details, like, you know, that Kronberg has
Yeah.
a scar on one of his cheeks. He kind of leaves out,
Yeah.
but his just the frame. Duke Kronberg has a very wide frame compared to most elves, and these have something to do with his clothing, which you know it does. He's not actually that wide, or how he dresses. That makes him look extremely imposing, and his more darker color palette than the usual Duke. That makes you like immediately go like, yep, I've known this man for my entire life. That definitely sounds like him.
Yep.
Yeah, and he seems to have been with in this meeting.
Okay, as soon as Isra realizes Kronberg was here, she goes white as a ghost. Like, you can see all of the blood drain down to her feet right away. She's like, I'm not safe here.
Oh no,
We're not safe here.
it wasn't here. The meeting took place in the capital.
Okay. Okay.
But he
I
definitely.
just grab her arm. Just
He has orchestrated an assassination attempt against my father and made it seem like it was the Einstein family that had ordered it. He has tried to get me killed a few times. I'm pretty sure he commended my kidnapping. I need to get this man out. Corvalli cannot keep following this man or they will fall just like Sunanir did.
Well, then you be quite pleased to hear that the Machtbendiger family definitely didn't want to listen to any word he had to say. At the end of the meeting, he seemed to be quite frustrated.
Good. Well then, my nice little message I sent him earlier is going to agitate him even more. Oops.
See, got to kind of raise an eyebrow, but kind of just things.
Well, it seems like you have been deeply involved in some digging. Well, by accounts, it seems to have been by accident.
Truly, yes.
Well, the current next step of operations is we are leaving the defenses and the attacks to, well, the Machtbendiger family and the light commanders of the Crusader Legions. Tactical warfare is not our particular strong suits, nor do I want to be too closely involved with that. And nor do I think we will make any substantial differences. However, Zephyrus, as usual, is a bit, how should we say it, concerned, as am I. We know that the goal is Undorn, and we know that whatever battle is going to take place is going to cause a lot of chaos. The oracles of Canaan usually foresee any future misfortunes that happen or befell within the borders of Canaan. However, their sight is limited and usually can only see greater events in specific locales, which means during this battle, probably most oracles will foresee futures of the battle itself, limiting their vision on maybe states, towns, or cities. This would be a perfect opportunity to slip through their visions and to infiltrate the Holy Religios. So we believe that the large-scale battle is a front to send a smaller squad to infiltrate Undorn. Now, I'm very well aware that your time is quite valuable and that you're very busy. And we only have a few selected individuals who we trust. And we have been working, well, only for quite some time, but you took care of Calyx, which I think is more than enough evidence to prove your qualifications. And I don't think it's too amiss to maybe request you to kind of intervene with whatever group they are trying to send to Undorn. If you're, of course, up for the task.
Well,
I mean, there's pros and cons to it. We're obviously working against them. They obviously know of us. Jade literally has something they want.
They're not getting it back.
good.
But our last two fights against them did not go well. I'd like to think we've grown. And if I know what everybody's looking for, which I'm pretty sure I do, they can't have it.
Yeah.
But we need information. Can you give us a timeline?
Well, we believe that the battle, or at least the oracles predicted it to happen in the next 10 days. So we don't believe it will happen earliest in the next 5. Don't think their legion or entire legion are able to make their way to Zanasan that quick, and the battalion as well as the Crusader Legion are planning on intercepting them before they reach the capital. So, at worst, 5 days, at best, an entire boss. However, I assume that the infiltration troop from their end will most likely take some bit more time before they actually reach Undon. And I will estimate an additional 5 days before they will act, so that enough chaos has already grabbed the attention of the Aureolus.
Can you pull up the map?
Yo.
Map.
Which map?
Of I guess Azathia. That's probably the best one to use.
North Azathia has a better, like a close-up.
Well, I just want to make sure we see soon here.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 11th Legion is the one that's going to meet them as well. Add them to the map here. There we go. And then Undorn, I believe, is this dot up here, if I know my map right.
Please.
That's this white dot. We were told that the 11th Legion's near the border. That's probably somewhere around here. Roughly enough. Okay, so Sunar is quite far from Undorn. If they're traveling by foot, Archive's close, so we could have time to go there before we head up there and do our due diligence, learn some things, try to figure things out. Because we do best when we're prepared, not just running in.
There is, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a teleportation circle from Ovalmir to the archives, if I remember correctly, right? So we could take it back and forth.
It's difficult to get to the archives right now because that circles to the Inquisition, and they won't let me use it, so we don't have Arya anymore. I did ask for a meeting, but we haven't had that meeting yet.
I might be able to file in a request too, since this is quite urgent.
That would help quite a bit.
There is a few things I need to get from the archives. Mainly one.
I mean, okay, so the great question is, do we want to do this? I'm fine either way. I think we could do good.
We were just talking about what was our next step. What was our next goal? this goes in line with everything that is working towards our end goal. And I think it's going to give us also an upper hand into the other things that we are trying to get accomplished.
And let me open another map here. We had any more maps?
All the maps.
North Azathia map. That's something at. Zoom, enhance.
Enhance.
And Lazarus Cave is just north of Undorn. So we might be able to find hint about getting the key there. Oh boy. And we learned Covenant of the Heart want it, and the Holy Blood Order want it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like me and Israel are fine with it. Jade?
Wherever you guys go, I go. I can't let you go off by yourself. When we split, bad things happen.
Eirik?
Cleric?
I'm not going anywhere without you.
Was this something you
No.
think?
None of this has been anything that I thought was what I wanted to do or could do. But I'm gonna do it.
There's the Eirik I know.
But
Plus, you guys haven't played, so wherever you tell me to kill, I'm gonna kill it.
please know this is optional. We have other candidates we can also ask to this task. We just see
It does.
great potential.
It does send us. It does send us in the direction of Lesula's cave.
Mm-hmm.
It brings us some other opportunities that we have to get information. We want information. We're gonna get closer to more information by doing this.
And frankly, we probably have a decent chance of succeeding since we kind of know what's going on now.
Yep.
Which is why you are also the first people I have wished to request. You have been deeply involved in the matters of the Order of Holy Bloods, and as such, I think that it's quite fitting for you to also potentially end it.
If we were to accept this, would we be provided with some equipment or material or anything that would help us in this?
Can most certainly do our best to see what we still have in the resources we have available.
I understand that resources are stretched very thin, but anything that can help us would be greatly appreciated.
I know.
And he kind of gives you a very knowing look.
Most certainly. I might be able to talk with the Light Commander and see what we have in our own treasuries that we can impart to us, as we aren't as deeply involved with the warfare that is going to happen. So I think our resources aren't as spread thin as maybe perhaps the other battalions and legions who are going to confront the actual Blood Crusade.
Can you tell me about the 11th Legion at all? Because they'll be battling, right?
Yes, well, they are the most loyal to the capital. They are seen as the holy guards who usually protect the capital itself, which is why they were named after the capital. The 11th Legion of Rachiel. They are, well, the most trained for warfare. They are quite the, also one of the largest, as in heavily armed Crusader legions that there are, and one of the most formidable. It's the Angel of Reflection, and their focus is on defense. They usually don't, should we say it, leave the capital, as they are seen as the holy guards there. The first division of Judara are the Reverend Knights of the First Holy Order. They were some of the first Crusaders who joined the first Light Bearers and the call of the first Radiance. So it would be an understatement to say that these are warriors in the finest sense that you can imagine.
Let's see. Interesting. And has there been any news on the artifacts taken from the vault?
We are slowly starting to believe, unsurprisingly, that most likely either the Dark Resistance or the Holy Blood Order has something to do with it. Our best guess is that the Holy Blood Order is involved. But the Holy Religios is still, should we say it, uptight about the artifacts themselves, since any news of them, yes, in general public, would cause trouble. Anyone knew about them. The same goes for Undon, actually. Even though we know that this is a place, that it is a target, the Holy Religions is still unwilling to provide more information about the place or its significance.
I guess I'm not too surprised.
Am I? Which is why one of my requests would be to just, as part of you going there to intercept the Order of Holy Bloods and learning whatever it has to do with this Lazula, if it is connected, maybe also figure out what Undon has that is significant to the Holy Blood Order. We believe that the goal of the Holy Blood Order will become a lot clearer once we find out what is actually hidden there. And if the Holy Religions isn't willing to tell us, then we have to find out ourselves.
Okay, we have our path. Questions from anyone else? Oh, you mentioned it was hard to believe the alternate history of where we came from. Have you been to the Hells?
No.
Would you like to see what we saw?
Maybe on more quiet hours where I'm may be more willing to accept a different point of view. I feel like with everything going on, having my mind tousled more than it already is, might impede on my ability to think rationally.
That's understandable. Well, if there's a day that you're ready, I can show you what the Divine have shown me.
Well, maybe that will be the second day of my enlightenment.
You know, I don't share the same type of faith as you do. But I can assure you, Fiera, he came out as someone quite special. Someone who's... how did you call it? The divine? Did you... Anyway, she came out as someone special. She's a good one.
No need to undersell yourselves. I believe that all of you are quite special. Maybe not noticeable when you are alone, but when you work together. I mean, you took care of Calyx, which is something that most people wouldn't believe to have done. So if you do not believe in the impact you already had, talk to all the people who were cursed, whose lives have now been permanently changed for the better.
See? That's what I mean. The main reason that, sure, we walked through the hells and we fought devils and did all those crazy things while we were down there, but at the end of the day, the one person who made it possible for Calyx to be sent wherever he's from is Fiera.
I believe it was all of you. It becomes dangerous if you put credit into the shoes of one individual.
I'm not trying to discredit all of the efforts we've all done, but is whatever this is here, it chose Fiera. Fiera chose it.
However you wish to perceive things, it is in your own free will. So, and a certain amount of faith in different ways guides all of us. We all believe in something.
That's a good point.
Well, if you are then willing to take on this task, I can share a bit of more detail if you wish to do so. It's just a minor thing. To help your journey there, eventually, when you do travel to Undon, to go a bit more smoothly.
That'd be wonderful. We don't do well on horseback. Camel, however.
I looks confused.
Camels, I don't know if we can provide them fast, we would have to import them from Yeshimon, I believe. And the state of Yeshimon seems to be, well, quite conflicted.
Not the best.
as well. I don't think the camel trade is working like it once used to.
I always just have a camel. He's always there.
I've never seen a camel. I can't even wild shape into a camel.
Oh,
Are we
you didn't see
outside?
Cthulhu.
I never saw Gustulu.
Are we outside or inside a building?
You're inside of a church.
Okay.
The holiest part of a church.
It's not time for Gustulu.
Just black shadow.
You just hear like knocking at the door. It's just Gustulu trying to get in.
Comes running and slams the high cleric away.
jeez.
He says,
But yes.
I will. It's a bit conflicted with the travel to Undorn, as I have mentioned. The Holy Religios are very defensive about this region in particular. They have one of the divisions of a Crusader Legion actually permanently stationed there. Only little people know about that. Though it's obviously that they are trying to hide and or protect something. So, gaining entrance into this town isn't as easy as it seems, since it's very heavily fortified as well. However, I do know the pastor, and I can send an inquiry for him to let you inside, as you are then guests for my part. So, with that, I will be able to allow you entrance without further complications. And with that, you should definitely have the upper hand compared to the Holy Blood Order, who I presume is either going to sneak inside or violently try to break in.
Is
We
that
don't think very well.
once?
Yes, once you're inside, you're basically confidants of mine who are having a discussion with the Holy Pastor about the further extent of the, how should we call it? Conjectures of the protection of the walls for outsiders. It's just a way to get you inside. You don't have to know what it actually entails.
Right.
It's basically the guys to get us in.
Yes, once you just say who you are, that you are the Fate Weavers, and that you are expecting the Pastor, Benedict, that is his name. I think the guards should be informed, as I will be informing them soon enough, and you should be able to be granted access without any disturbances. When you're inside, find out as much about Undorn as possible.
Okay.
If it
Filtration. Okay.
and I think once you're inside, just simple asking will do. No need to break any laws, I hope. Unless you find anything that is of such importance or interest that it can't be left unlooked or unchecked. But I hope it doesn't come to that point. The pastor hopefully will be able to grant you access to most parts. And try and perhaps pry into maybe deeper knowledge that he isn't even willing to share with me.
Understood.
And after you have found out whatever is there. I think it's all up to you what your next step is, since we don't really know what the further extent of Undone is and how it is connected to the Holy Blood Order. If it seems fruitless, then you can continue on to Lazula's cave.
Weird question. How's the weather over there?
It is very dependent on the high storm, usually. And as a winter ice storm has just breezed by, I'm expecting the temperatures to be rather low.
So we better get warmer clothes like we were discussing earlier.
Never hurts. I think we're still gonna be here for a day. We'll head to the archive and do just a day or two of research, whatever we feel necessary. So we have a couple days to prepare, and then we head north.
No need to rush. I think you have about 15 days before.
Well, we've learned that the longer we stay still, the more vulnerable we kind of put ourselves.
That is also true.
And we also don't know what the Dark Resistance are going to be doing. After we raided their... I guess their attempt raid. Yeah. On a side note, I can't tell you how I found out, but I would only expect one more high storm. After that, I think things are going to change. We can't expect it to come on a schedule anymore. And my source is very reliable.
And, well, we have heard rumors about that as well.
Oh, okay, I'm not the only one. I thought I was gonna have to tell the entire world that no more high storms are coming. I wasn't sure.
It's pretty big news that even if a singular person proposes such a ludicrous idea, it does spread quite fast. But we are quickly realizing that it might be as, well, ludicrous as we assumed it to be. I feel like I had this talk before. Well, anyways, each minute of your time is quite valuable. Better not waste too much of it. We'll try and see what resources I can get for you. And we'll have them sent either here while you're still here, or Zephyr's archives if you make your way there.
Anything's appreciated. So, I guess thank you very much for helping us, talking to us, being an ally, or starting to be.
Building bridges takes a long time, but I think this one is going quite well.
It'll be unique.
Those are the best ones. Now, if you don't mind, I have to return to a very boring meeting. Good luck.
Yep, I'll get up and usher our group out.
Do we see the place where Arya was placed when she first died?
Yeah, it was like basically in the kind of front of the altar where the shield is kind of put on. Yeah, it's kind of in the middle.
Isarel's gonna go close to it, to the altar, and at the base of it, she's gonna kneel down and just druid craft Arya's favorite flower and leave it there. And then walk away.
Back out. Evening air. Sun has now kind of fully set, and now kind of lights from the barracks are kind of illuminating some of the space. You can see some lantern poles erected on several locations to make your path visible as you step towards your tower.
Whew. Well, I kind of expected it to go like that. Unfortunately. I think we can do it though.
Oh,
You can
yes.
do anything.
I'm
You're
not-
wrong.
I'm not worried about doing it or not. But I'm worried of going basically straight into a trap.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a, how would I say this? It's a unassuming trap, and I don't think it is supposed to be a trap, but we're gonna be right where the Lichnius, the Holy Blood Order, and all of these people are just gonna converge to headbutt, and we're gonna be trapped in the middle. Just like we did when we were looking for Calyx's origin.
We are going to be in the middle of things, but I think if we do it right, we'll also have the most control. And not all these people want to work together. I think the opposite. And we're so much better equipped than when we went against Calyx. I mean, I look at Eirik. I hardly recognize you. And you're still growing. Like, who we are today and who we're going to be tomorrow, I don't think they're ready for what's coming. Especially if we go as 4. We'll be okay. But on that note, we gotta use the next couple days to our utmost. I think if I prepare a couple spells, I'll be pretty well off. We get our resources. Head to Del Solis. Get our resources there. We're gonna be more equipped than we have ever been. Do some research. I think we're up for this.
You know, you give great pep talks. Just so you know.
I've seen what we're capable of.
We can do anything. We all have valuable skills that we all bring to the table.
Right? Okay. Let's go good night rest.
We still need to
Tomorrow,
go
our last day
grocery
here.
shopping.
Tomorrow's a perfect day for that. Get some groceries, get some clothes, check in on the horn, get your armor.
I need to see Vashina.
Oh,
I need to see Vashina.
let me make sure she's there. And I'll just cast a quick sending. Good evening, Machina. Sorry it's been a while, we've been busy. Are you available in 2 days?
Goes out.
Does she have what she wants? Does she have what I need?
I can send other.
Okay.
You get a response, and you hear Vashina say, great to hear. I can make time in 2 days to meet up again. That's it.
You can ask her in a couple days. She'll be there though, so.
It's the last component that I need for my big spells.
Good. Good. Okay.
He was supposed to give it to me right before I got kidnapped.
That was kind of yeah.
Unexpected.
You know,
Mhm.
you all went after that huntsman demon, and then
Very memorable. Yep.
I had to run out of town to come and save you. And then I got kidnapped. And now we're here.
Oh, you got kidnapped. I don't remember that part.
So yeah, I hope she has what I need.
I'm sure she does.
It is a
big
ask.
We also have coin if we need to pay her.
I have all of the coins except 90. I'm short 90 coins.
Oh, I can help.
I've spent everything I had on components.
I still have some money if you need components.
Those spells, man, they are pricey.
I feel ya. Okay.
But we're supposed to collect some coins from that huntsman kill, correct?
Yep.
Right, I can look into that. Yeah, they should probably know we're coming back because we've been gone for days. I'll send to Jarvin, the Archdruid. We retrieved our friend. We'll be back in a couple days. How is everything else going? Is there a reward?
Immediate response. Ah, that is great to hear. Yes, I have cleared it. Gonna get quite a bit of coin. Made sure to put in some extra.
Share that with everyone.
Nice.
You can never have too much.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm exhausted. You can't scry, can you, Ezreal? I know you mentioned it
Yes, I can.
before.
That was a fast response.
I've been telling you all that I can do it for days.
Then you got kidnapped. So this is gonna be a big ass. Do you think you could scry on the first light bearer? There's something there I think we missed. I just want to see if he's still in that meadow.
I can, if we go back to the tower, I can try.
Yeah, let's try.
You're basically at the tower now. Assume you were walking and talking, not just standing in front of the church the entire time.
Do you have anything like do you have a picture or a drawing or anything that could help me? Anything that would
Yeah, you were there, Jade. Do you think you can make a quick portrait? Kind of like a
oh,
hatching?
you mean the first the first light bearer, the one when we went to hell?
The one that kind of sent us there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then yeah. No worries. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, you good? Okay.
Yeah. It's just gonna help with the. It's gonna help with the save modifier if I know who it is.
Luckily you met him.
I have met him. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna sit down and take out my thing that has some holy water in it that Jade made for me. And I'm going to start whispering and concentrate and just project myself towards the light bearer. And I will cast scrying.
Alright. Yeah, you can also choose at this point whether or not you're the only one who like sees it, or if the projection actually appears in the pool of water that kind of turns into the image itself. It's entirely up to you, and then other people can.
It's like this big, so it's not a big picture.
Okay.
We're all looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, you could try to look over my shoulder.
Alright.
But it's like right there. It's I bought like this very, very fancy goblet that was like worth 900 gold or something, and Jade made me a bit of holy water. So it's a very small, like it's not big.
Mhm.
Yep.
So whoever wants to cuddle up and watch can watch, but I'm not trying to like hide it.
Mm-hmm. Alright then. I'll make those save for the light.
Yes.
He does have good saves.
And as you're kind of sitting down and focusing, you kind of go into the same stance as your meditation. where it's obviously a deep focus, where you let go of sort of your spirit and let it just kind of operate and focus into that what you are thinking about. And as you do so, and your mind is mainly focused on the holy water itself, it kind of starts to like turn into ripples a bit, almost like the kind of minor earthquake is there, even though you know you're holding it very steadily and still. After a moment, the ripples kind of become into a splash of wave as parts of the holy water kind of splash out of the cup itself and then dilute back to an empty image, as you weren't able to create a connection to the first light bearer.
He probably has a very strong will against being spied out.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Thanks for trying, though. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Of course. If you don't mind, I'll take a few minutes and I'll sit back again on there, start concentrating, and use my second 5th level spell slots and concentrate on my mom.
Okay.
And I'll cast Crying again, but on my mom.
Okay.
Which I do have something that belongs to her, so it makes this the save even higher for her.
Yep.
Don't you belong to her? Like, I feel like that would be the biggest.
That's a great point.
Yeah, genetically 50% of you.
She is technically, but I mean, like like if we go with what it says in the thing, I know the target well, so it brings it up to a 21, and I do possess a few things that she has left me, which makes it to a 25.
Yeah.
So she has to
Jeez.
beat a wisdom 25.
Yeah, unless she was a natural 20, that definitely ain't happening.
Yeah.
Which she has. No, I'm kidding. She did. That would have been funny. Yeah, you kind of focus in on it, and
This one I make it more private because I'm trying to just have this little moment with
Mhm.
yeah,
with my mom.
kind of just pull over a curtain, just a piece of cloth around you to make a small little cinema. This as you're focusing deeply. Once again, you can feel your focus drift towards the water itself, and it starts to ripple. And this time, you can even feel like a minor vibration on coming from the cup itself. That is kind of now causing, with the frequency it's vibrating, for the holy water to kind of shift. And as it does so, you can see that with the reflection of the light coming through and hitting the surface of the water, that then gets kind of broken as the water deforms and the light kind of scatters around to form then the image of a woman that seems to be kind of cloaked a bit in a warm shawl and coat. Immediately next to her, you can see kind of her arm over her, huddling her quite closely, keeping close company also with some thicker clothes. You can see she's sitting with this companion in a enclosed space, wooden board, and they're kind of moving a bit, shifting around. You can see that they are on some sort of bed, makeshift bed, that seems to be locked into place. And other than that, you can't make any further details from the room itself. Yeah, and you can see your mother kind of there, and you would definitely recognize the individual kind of hugging her as your father. Seem to be in some sort of closed room with wooden board.
It's a spell that lasts 10 minutes, so Isara's just gonna sit there for 10 minutes and just look at her parents swaying, and she's just concentrating on this. She's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at them for like 10 minutes. They don't speak much, like you could also hear them. Or you can make a perception check still, nonetheless.
Okay. My perception went down with my new ISRL.
Ooh. Dang, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
12.
Yeah, it did. It went down quite a lot.
At least your Arcana is now an 8, you know?
I guess.
Yeah. Try to listen in. The only thing that you can hear, like, occasional whispers coming from your dad, who's kind of saying, "We'll be alright, don't worry, my love. We'll make it there safely. Only a couple of days." And on a very faint edge of your ears, you can hear, like, the sounds of water, and you get the impression they're probably on a ship of some sort.
where would they go?
I know where they're going.
Yeah. So you all get back to the tower. You can see Sarah is there, kind of in the kitchen, who has actually prepared some food. Let's go back. You can see Glamour, who has found the yarn ball and has seems to be amusing himself in one corner. As you get inside, he kind of looks to you for like a brief second, but then decides to continue his muses with the ball to stay distracted. And Sarah kind of says, "Oh, welcome back. Just in time. Thought, well, the least I can do is prepare some food."
Oh,
Well, thank you.
much appreciated.
That is very nice.
I mean, you're letting me stay here. I think making a bit of food.
Right.
You gangster. And no worries. I with a bit of money you gave me, I did buy some fresher groceries than what was left in the cupboard.
That's good.
Just saying, the food was more alive than it was supposed to be.
Yeah, adventuring doesn't give a lot of time for home maintenance, I've learned.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, here you go. And she kind of just dishes out 4 plates for you all, and you can see what seems to be like someone trying their best at cooking. It's like just a variety of breads put together with adequately cooked meats, cured meats of some sorts, but you can see that one half of the side of the meat is almost completely charred black, and the other side is a little bit redder than maybe what some people might be comfortable eating, with vegetables that seem to be severely either overcooked or undercooked. Kind of like very extremely like hard potatoes that still have their full color, while there's some broccoli that's completely soaked through. And she's just standing there with a bright smile. And you can assume that her time alone probably has not done well with her expertise with cooking. Hey man, I must say, it's like great to use a kitchen again. I can't remember the last time I actually used one.
Well, that explains it. No, wonderful job. Thank you so much. And I'll, nibble away.
Yeah, she wrote a 4 in her cooking, so it's
Oh,
about as good as it gets. It's edible at least. It's just, you know, not enough salt. Actually, no seasoning at all. Yeah, like the first time you cook when you leave your parents.
I guess we kind of know what we're headed towards. Not sure how much you want to be involved. I guess it's up to you. We're gonna head toward Del Solis next, but then kind of head back where we met you, a bit more north. Kind of have more work to do up there. Follow that thread.
All right. I would gladly join you to Del Solis. Well, a few years ago, tried to gain access there myself which proved to be quite unsuccessful. So if I'm able to enter, that would be quite nice. Can do my own research.
Sure.
Yes, but since I've stumbled upon this, well, Dark Resistance or Covenant of the Heart or whatever they're called, trail, I think I wish to kind of follow it a bit further. I don't know if it's going to lead
Thought so.
me into the same direction you are going, or I have to find my own trail.
Well, I could give you. I know somebody who kind of works with Dark Resistance, against them to be specific. I can kind of give you an in, have someone you can work with.
Oh, that would be great, yes.
I'll take out the Setting Stone for Harold, and give it to her. He's interesting, but I think you two have a lot to talk about. And I can keep in tabs with both of you. So just once a day, you can send him a message. I already used it today. But he's someone you should get to know.
Alright. Thank you. It's
Of course.
my next step. That's it. Very grateful. She to sit down and slowly enjoy her own food that she's cooked.
His glamour jumps into Izrael's lap.
Yeah, he kicks the
Yep.
yarn ball towards
Yep.
this direction.
My own little real life glamour telling me, hey, it's past bedtime. What you doing still up?
Alright, anything else for the day?
I don't think so.
I think as we're going to bed, I will cast a spell. Kind of finish things up. I'll probably cast Dream on someone.
Okay.
Just that. You know,
Just
casual.
just casual.
Just to fuck around a bit.
You know.
Well,
Oh, when
Mhm.
I'll take Israel outside before bed, and I will bring Cthulhu out so
Oh,
she gets to see. Because I also haven't brought him out since Eirik came back.
yeah. How is he? Is he the same camel?
Yeah.
Can you do a camel check?
it's
Well, I mean, I'm bonded to him, so I would hope so.
check.
count check successful. Yeah, it's the same old Gussie that you have all know and love. Big black camel, just sitting in the courtyard of a Holy Religions Crusader Legion.
Oh, can Abby talk to him? I want to know how he. We found out that he perished. I want to know what happened.
I think I can communicate with him. It used
Oh,
to be the old spell. I used to be able to communicate with them no matter what. I know you can, but I just want to see.
Yeah.
Totally don't.
We need to know his story. He needs to have his own one shot.
Who wants to play Gasulo? Incredible one shot.
It doesn't say. It used to say that I could talk to him. Oh yeah, telepathy 1 mile. Works with only me.
jeez.
It's the only language it knows.
Is it talking or is it just you can command it stuff?
It says telepathy 1 mile.
Okay, that's okay. This. Oh, fine seed.
Find seed.
Yeah. It's always prepared now.
Oh, this is yes. seems very okay. If you got this spell, yeah, so, yeah.
Nope. When you're healed, so is your mount. That is so cool.
Yeah, this is new. Like, the old Feinsteed was not this cool. This is the Paladin always prepared Feinsteed.
Also, they're different. Okay. Oh, it also is a either a fiend or a fae. I can't see what. Where does it say was the telepathic thing?
It says languages.
Oh, languages.
It's under senses, passive perception 11, and then it says languages, telepathy, 1 mile, works only with you.
So I'm guessing it's less of a language, more that like shares its like thoughts that turn into like.
Yeah, I think
You
you can
know.
like. Well, actually, it has an intelligence of 6, which is pretty high for a creature, which I think is the whole point of Feinsteed, that it can. I think in the original it even says it's like more intelligent than a normal creature.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, it can, like when you cast or speak with animals, they don't suddenly gain intelligence and the ability to speak. However, the Yukamo can just more clearly, like, you can identify allies, enemies, if they're carrying or wearing something, and knows what weapons are and stuff like that. Yeah, so I will say yes, you can talk with Cthulhu.
So I'll translate for everybody. I just go up to him and start petting him, and I'm like, "Thank you for keeping Eirik alive. I don't know how long you were with him, but I appreciate it."
Nudges you with his big fat lips, because that's what camels have. And he basically responds and says to you,
That is my sole duty, master.
We can never let him die again.
No.
Oh, that's
I
so
have
sweet.
now added camel to my wild shape list because I have
Oh
seen a
my
camel.
God.
You've only seen a black one, and they're not that common, so that's actually really funny.
I know. It's hilarious.
Kind of shadowy looking, just so you know.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
And so I'll translate back to the group what he said. And then I'll introduce Izrael to him. Izrael, this is Cthulhu. Cthulhu, this is Izrael.
It is a pleasure to meet you, a friend of my master.
I'll pet it a little bit.
That feels very nice.
So he'll be around for whenever we need him.
So we have a rare shadowy black camel out on the streets of Ovalmere right now.
Yes, we do.
you're getting a couple of stairs.
I love DnD.
And I guess that's a great way to close this episode. Having talked with the official Cthulhu now, permanent member, maybe deserves his own artwork. Who knows?
Ooh.
But yeah, that brings us to the end. It's already getting pretty late for my players, as you would have get already, since we.
At 4th level, Cthulhu can fly. At 4th level spell slot.
What? It turns
Whoa.
into a Pegasus?
Yeah, it says. Sorry, I know you were winding down the episode, but
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
that's
this is cool. It says requires 4th level spell slot, and he can fly.
Dang.
Love that.
A flying camel.
I mean, the next time I make
Can't wait.
artwork of Jade, it has to be on a flying Cthulhu. Wait, do you have access to 4th level spell slots? No, I don't think so.
Not yet.
Ah, shit.
Not yet.
Okay, maybe when you get 4th level
Oh,
spell slots.
especially multi-classing. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And the type of ones that I'm in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
eventually-
at some point of time in the future, maybe we can see a flying Cthulhu. And then literally everyone in this party can fly. In one shape or form. Pretty
Yep.
impressive how things developed. It's just a flying party flying all around. Even though flying has caused you several problems on several occasions already.
We've never been successful when we were flying around.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah. They're dangerous to everything. Yeah, nonetheless, that was it from us for today. And we will hopefully catch you guys next week. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this very relaxed one. And especially for the cat. Look at Glamour. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit angry at me.
He's licking. He's, oh my god. That is too cute.
Angry boy.
So moody.
Yes.
Yep, anyways, that's it from us. So, until next time, bye!